The Kenise and Marc Show. The Kenise and Marc Show. Make sure you tune into the Kenise and Marc Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Kenise and Marc Show. I am Kenise and we're so excited to have you guys here. Today, obviously, this is the new Marc. No, Marc is not feeling very well. He still have a lingering cough. You know, this weather has been like really crazy. Vanessa is a nurse and she's going to talk a little bit about herself. So she's going to be sitting in for a few shows while Marc recuperates and gets himself much better. So we have our guest today, Vanessa Persaud Robert. I have known Vanessa for all of my life, so which is really exciting. But I'll let her introduce herself.
I'm Vanessa Persaud Robert, and I am a mother of three, and currently I am a wife of one. And we've been married 25 years, and I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for now 7 years, 7+ years, and I've been in the ministry as well for all my life, and participating in the ministry with you for what, about 15 years?
Yes, we work together in regards to like youth initiatives, doing youth camps, youth retreats, youth ministry, definitely geared towards young people, which has been like an awesome time in our lives. Now we've like kind of moved into another segment of our lives, which she has been one of our biggest fans for the Kenise and Marc Show, and where we're talking about all about relationships. And in the next couple of shows with Vanessa, we're going to be targeting a few relationship concepts. Today, Vanessa and I want to talk about, we thought it would be fitting for us to talk about girlfriends.
Yes.
You know, I've known Vanessa all my life, and we were talking, I call her Vanny, so I'm not going to keep calling her Vanessa. So Vanny was actually in the room when I gave birth to my 8-year-old daughter, like physically in the room. She was the person that my ex-husband, we called at the time when I was going to the hospital and I was ready to give birth. In like a matter of seconds, she made it from the Bronx to somewhere in Long Island, and like before I opened my eyes, Vanny was there with her like scrubs on, and they're like, all right, let's get going, y'all, let's get going. So we wanted to talk about, as we have been talking over the last couple of weeks, about the importance of having girlfriends. It's great to have like great friends, guy friends, and during all of our lives, Vanny, I think we work on building relationships. So, I mean, how do you feel the importance is to have girlfriends in your life?
I think it's personally, it's one of the most important relationships because it allows you to plug into someone other than your intimate partner, because it's just so much that you can share with that person. Having that extension of yourself, of your relationship, because having a girlfriend means you're not going to exclude your partner, but that it's going to be a healthy relationship, so you can plug in and have her as an outlet, a healthy outlet.
Right, and I think, you know, what happens a lot is that you end up getting girlfriends that are either jealous of you or they want to be you. So sometimes when you're successful, you're succeeding, they're not now for you. They're now working against you. So do you find that, I mean, I find it as I age, that still is a problem, you know.
But you sift it out better.
You sift it out better.
And you don't consider them real girlfriends.
No, you don't.
Your girlfriend circle, excuse the accent, I can't say the word too loud. The girlfriend circle is a very small circle. It's an intimate circle. It's like even for men, and I'm gonna speak as if I were Marc on behalf of men. You should keep your guy friends circle very intimate, because these are the men and women that you trust with your relationship as well, and you want people that will hold your confidence but not keep secrets, and will give you the right advice even when you're wrong, especially when you're wrong.
So if you're speaking to the viewers that are looking today, whether it's guys finding guy friends and girls finding girlfriends, what do you think are some of like the significant personality traits or characteristics that we should be looking for when trying to find, like, we've been friends all of our lives, and I feel I know what I'm looking for, but what do you think you would be looking for?
And you know,
I don't think the
think,
epitome of it.
yes, you are. The thing is, we don't look for a girlfriend or a guy friend. I think it actually just takes its own form when you connect with someone that you have to have the same or common interests. That's one. But at the same time, that person in your life should lift you up. So they have to have been a step or two ahead or higher, that you have something that you're looking up to them for. Not that everything in their life that they're Mr. or Mrs. perfect, but that they have something that you're gonna aspire to, something healthy and healthful. You know, so I think it takes its own. I'm at a loss for a word. It's an organic thing. We don't look
happens.
for
Right. It just
and when
falls
it
into
happens,
shape.
everything and then your relationship with one another falls into place. I've always told Kenise, I've seen her at a certain place in our relationship, and she's got to own that. She doesn't see herself there, but she in my life, that's what she is. So for some people in relationships, you have an anchor. Some are, the ones that can really get people together. They're influencers. You have to see the strengths and the differences in the relationship and honor that. And
right.
So it takes its own form, you know?
I have here C.S. Lewis, which is like one of my favorite authors, said, friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, what? You too? I thought I was the only one. So I think, right, the commonality of it. And you know, what I've experienced so far in my life, I've been around for over 35 years, and I've experienced that girlfriends can make you and also break you. And we're gonna talk more about that when we come back from commercial.
The Kenise and Marc Show. The Kenise and Marc Show. Make sure you tune into the Kenise and Marc Show.
So welcome back. So we've been talking about the importance of having girlfriends in your life, and we have our guest, my co-host, the guest co-host, Vanessa, Persaud, Robert here. So we talked earlier about kind of what we're looking for when having girlfriends and how important it is for girls to have girlfriends. For me, because this show is all about kind of what we bring to the table and our experiences, because I think experience is your best teacher. I think having girlfriends for me is kind of a stress relief because, you know, Vanny, I've called you many times, you know, when I'm like driving home or something, I just want somebody to talk. It's an outlet, and you touched on that a little bit. So, I mean, do you agree that your friend, your girlfriend is the person who is kind of like your stress reliever?
Definitely. And in one of your shows, actually it was one of your messages that you were teaching in church, and you were talking about the what is it about the friend? The needy friend. Yes, the needy friend. The needy friend. It just he or she takes away from you and exhausts you. But the true friend, that maybe is in need at times, but the true friend is the one that gives and allows you to be yourself.
Right.
The relatability that you were talking about before is so important. And I found out after more than 35 years that every woman can relate in some way, shape or form.
That's right.
For men, I'm sure it's the same thing.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm gonna stand in the gap for Mark. But today we're talking about girlfriends. But the relatability is what is the glue, I believe, in true girlfriend relationships.
Right. Right. And sometimes if you're in a marital relationship or if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, that's all fine and good. But sometimes you can just also be a little bit more of yourself with like your bestie, where you can be funny and crazy and intuitive and just have a great time. I'm a strong believer also is that, girlfriends should spend time together, shopping, spa, getting your nails done. I mean, just like going to dinner and just talking and just laughing. I know I've known some people, like women that are in their like maybe 60s and 70s, and they don't have any girlfriends. They're like, who are you hanging out with? Like, yes, I know you have your husband. Yes, you have your children. You have your grandchildren now. But like, who are your girlfriends? I think girlfriends stick with you through thick and thin.
Especially thin.
Especially thin. You need them the most when it's thin. Confidence boosting. I think I love having girlfriends in my life is because they like boost my confidence in a positive way, but not in an materialistic, non-genuine way. So like if I don't look good in those clothes, they're gonna say, Kenise, you definitely don't look good in those clothes.
That's a girlfriend. Yeah. You don't want someone to be all the time. You need someone to tell
like
you,
the yes person.
Your breath. Please. For me personally, I always premise, and I don't know if you remember when we were doing camp, I would always say this: when you're gonna go talk to somebody, minister to people, or however you want to say it, and you're like this, please tell me beforehand, if you're my friend,
that your breath.
You need something in that mouth.
You need some Lipsperine.
I'll take it. I'd rather take it from you because I know you have my best interest in mind. Rather, you're not really my friend if you smell it and you be like, and you let me go. That's not friendship. That's just mean.
Yes. So boosting confidence. I think learning new things together.
Oh yeah.
I've always wanted to do like.
It's less scary.
Right. I want to do a pole dancing class.
Yeah, we're gonna veer off of that topic. Seeing that I'm a mother of 3, married 25 years.
Okay, so here, ladies, a pole dancing class builds the core. It builds your arms. It builds that muscle.
My core is well built.
Well, mine needs to be a little bit more built. But on a serious note, I mean, things such as, like, I wouldn't do a pole dancing class. Yes. Yeah. Maybe like a paint night, or like, let's go visit like wineries or something.
I was just introduced to that. A friend at work, she did a paint night. You go to this place where they serve
like the
wine
bar.
and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, and you have your wine, and they give you the canvas, and they give you a picture that you want to copy off of or whatever, and it's awesome. It's such a stress reliever.
Yeah.
Your husband's not, well, I shouldn't say that. Your husband may not want to do this with you, but your girlfriends would love to do this with you because it does that.
And if you do have a husband that wants to do paint night with you, he's
go
a keeper.
for it.
He's a keeper.
Go
I would
for
keep
it and paint him.
Paint him in the nude.
You know what I mean?
Do a little bit of Titanic. Do a little bit of Titanic.
We're being censored. No, don't paint him.
Yeah. So as girlfriends, you're learning new things together.
Yes.
So they're boosting your confidence. You get to go out with them. You get to like
experience different things.
What you wouldn't do by yourself. Something that you may not do with your kids, or you may not do with your mom,
Definitely
or you may not do with your sister.
With your kids
Right. So, and then lastly, I think love and loyalty. I know some people who kind of throw away their girlfriends when they find, they get engaged and they get married, and you're like, enough with the girlfriends because I have now my man, now I'm all excited. With the real girlfriends. You never throw away your girlfriends because, at the end of the day, when, your husband is all fine, good, and dandy, but you have your girlfriends who's going to stick with you through thick or thin, and I think that's so key, so important. So lastly for the viewers, if you don't have any girlfriends right now or any genuine girlfriends, how do I go about finding girlfriends?
Prayerfully.
You pray and say, Lord, just send them to me?
Well, that's a part of it because, of course, we have to, what I mean to say is that if you have faith in whatever you have faith in, whether it be a Christian or what other faith you believe, you need to put some trust in that deity that he is going to provide you with the right people. You got to speak things into being, because we're telling you from here where we have gone through certain things. Don't just pick up he or she from any corner. just because they laughed at your joke or just because they complimented you.
I'll do a Mark thing.
Those are not real friends. They're not going to stick around. So what I'm trying to say is, in this time in your life, you need to be very conscious and intentional about the people you allow in, so you don't become a deleter.
Right. Is that targeted to me?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So you're confident in listen, this is who I am. You know who you are. You know what your likes are, your dislikes are, and make the decision from there. And I'll be honest with you, it will be an organic thing, because you'll see people in your circle all of a sudden at your job or in your social environment. You'll find you're gravitating towards this individual.
Right. I think that's great. To add to that, Vanny, I think my dad says you have to be winsome to winsome. Get it? You have to be like fun, upbeat. Definitely. So if you're sitting there in a corner and somebody says, "Hey, how are you?" You're like, "Fine."
Yeah.
How was your day?
One-word answers are not gonna do it.
You know, you're not winsome. You know, so you have to be able, even if you're a shy person, or a very calm person, you know, you just want to be kind of effervescent. Like you just like ooh, like.
But don't lose yourself, because because you. Remember the relatability. You have to have someone who is, there's a commonality between you. So it's not really opposites attract as much as it's what, is attractive in you that you find in that person. Yeah. So don't lose yourself. Like me, I'm a very quiet person. I'm like Mark, very reserved.
That's why I asked her to co-host.
Sober-minded. Unlike some people, but
I am very sober-minded. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much for checking out the Kenise and Marc show with my co-host that's sitting in for Mark, Vanessa Persaud Robert. So I hope you guys really enjoyed as we discussed having girlfriends in your life. So check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we love you guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Oh yeah. The Kenise and Marc show. The Kenise and Marc show. Make sure you tune into the Kenise and Marc